Hey there guys, this is Laser Forgotten, and welcome to a special of my 20 favorite games. Now, over the period of my life, I've played a lot of video games, some more than others, but one thing's for sure, I like to categorize things. I know my favorite color, I like to categorize my favorite games, my favorite movies, favorite TV shows. I don't know why I'm like that, but I am. That's just a way that I was, been my entire life. But anyway, today I got out all my games that I have like in my room and around me in my house, and I stacked them up. I counted them out, picked my favorite 20, and here we are today. Now, to clear up some nostalgic biases that I'm sure I would have, here are the rules. There aren't really a lot, but it's a big thing for me. The games on this list are games that I've played in the past year and have enjoyed just as much as the day I've had them. And so I can't add a game to a list that was my favorite game on the Game Boy when I was 7, but I haven't played it in years, and that's not going to be on the list. All these are games that I've played in the past year, not just a little bit. I've played them a good bit in the past year, and that's really it. I feel like there's something else I'm leaving out. Oh yeah, alright, this isn't really a rule, just something I want you to know. So no one spam, don't call my list sucky, it's an opinion, okay? So, anyway, the best game on my list may not necessarily be, my favorite game on the list might not necessarily be the best game. What I mean is, what may be the best game on my list may actually be, further down, and what may be at the top of my list may not be the best game. So, I'm not judging it on best games that I have, they're just my personal favorite. So a sucky game could be high up on my list, but that's just my opinion. So, yeah, with that said, let's get to it. Okay, number 20 is Pokemon Diamond for the Nintendo DS. This game makes my list because it's a Pokemon game, and all Pokemon games to me are fun. Well, at least, some. The mystery dungeons aren't too fun to me, but the RPG ones are very fun. The Pokemon are kind of weird, but, overall, I think they did a decent job. Like Pokemon, like Dialga, who you see on the title, on your screen right now, he looks really cool. Palkia looks cool, and Lucario and Weasel, and just some of those look really cool. And overall, the Pokemon are okay. The adventures overall really good. And I'm just gonna add on a quick rule right here. I'm not gonna mention any real faults for the video games. I'm not reviewing each one. I'm just giving reasons why they made the list. So, yeah, Pokemon Diamond makes number 20. Overall, it's an extremely fun game, and if you haven't tried it out, then you definitely need to. Number 19 is Star Fox Assault for the Nintendo GameCube. Now, a lot of people, I'm not going to say they don't like the game, but they don't really rate it that high, like maybe a 7 or so, but definitely not one of the greatest games for the GameCube as far as ratings go. But I really like it. The multiplayer, it could use some work, but it can be fun, and overall it is. But the single player is very fun to me. It's just one of those GameCube games where I could just pick it up and play it whenever the heck I wanted, and have fun with it. So if you're looking, if you're spending, a Saturday morning, you're kind of bored, and you have this game, it's great to just whip out and, and just have some fun with it. And, I've played a lot on this game, probably more than others, because, I only had a GameCube, I didn't have a PS2 or anything. So, it was really, one of the major, most hardcore games I owned for several years, but, even to this day, it proves to be extremely fun. And, like with Pokemon Diamond, if you don't have this game and you have a GameCube, I highly recommend you pick it up because it's very fun. Coming in at number 18 is Mod Nation Racers for the PlayStation 3. This is one of the newer games that I've acquired, but it's very fun. I love the customization, best customization I've seen in a video game, hands down. And maybe Little Big Planet beats it, but I'm not a huge fan of the little, puppets. I like having like real-ish models. And I just love the customization. The racing itself, overall it's pretty good. It's not the best, but it's still very enjoyable. And if you like customization and kart racing, then I highly recommend you pick it up because it's a great mixture of both. And the online's overall fairly good, and you should definitely give it a try. Coming in at number 17 is Call of Duty Black Ops. And if you've watched my past videos, like, you know, with me playing Modern Warfare 2 or Bad Company 2, then you've heard me diss Black Ops. And I'm not really going to talk about why, but at the end of the day, guys, it's a very solid shooter. It's not the best. There will be more on my list other than this one, but it's a very good game, and it can be very addictive at times, especially with the zombies mode. You're going to definitely want to come back for more. At number 16, we have one of the best Wii games out there, Super Mario Galaxy. What I like about this game is that it's unique and it's different because, you know, you're actually jumping from planet to planet, and the planet's gravitation and stuff pulls you inwards. I think it's a good throwback to the original Mario games for the NES and the SNES, and it's very unique. You know, the graphics are great, and, you know, the planets are very creative, and Mario Sunshine, it was a decent game, but I felt like I don't know, it just didn't really feel like a Mario game to me. This feels like a Mario game. It's innovative, and they made a sequel to it, which, you know, I really haven't played, but I would like to sometime because this game is very good. And if you have a Wii, then this is a must-buy. At number 15, we have Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. This game is a sequel to the first three-dimensional Pokemon game, Pokemon Colosseum. It features shadow Pokemon that you have to snag from other trainers and raise them and purify them. I like the story. It's very addictive, and if you like Pokemon, it's really cool to play it in 3D. Trust me, guys. If you have a GameCube and you're a Pokemon fan, you have to get this game. Your starter Pokemon is one of my favorite Pokemon, Eevee. And the shadow Pokemon are great. One little problem is that you, like, with the exception of maybe 3 Pokemon, you can't really capture wild Pokemon. So you're kind of limited to the shadow Pokemon that are available to you in the video game. This isn't necessarily a bad thing because in this game there are many different kinds of shadow Pokemon, and I like them overall. So yeah, if you like Pokemon and you have a GameCube, you're stupid not to have this game. At number 14, we have Super Smash Bros. Melee. This is one of the few games on this list of 20 that I can honestly say I may have played more than any other. It's very fun. It's a fighting game, if you didn't know, for the Nintendo GameCube. And you can use all kinds of different Nintendo characters, and the graphics were great for its time. And this was just a huge part of my childhood, guys. This was my game when I was about, 7 and 8, and, on through and until Brawl came out. This game kicked butt. It still does. And, this is a must-have for any gamer, whether you have a GameCube or not. This is a game you buy the GameCube for. It's awesome. And the rest of the games on this list, it's a huge honor for them to be ahead of this game. At number 13, we have Red Dead Redemption from the creators of, creators, I guess, of Grand Theft Auto. This is one of the best games I have on my list, and the reason it's further down than others is mainly because the story is incredible, quite possibly the best story I've ever played in a game. And it's long too. It's going to take you a long time to beat this story. I'd say it equals about the length of a Pokemon game if you ever play one of those. It takes a while. I'd say it's a bit longer though. And I may be off a little bit, but that's just, the way I played it. And the reason it's further down the list though is because of multiplayer. While it's not a bad concept, for some reason, maybe it's just me, but I continuously get kicked out of the session I'm in multiplayer. I don't know why, and that's just happened recently. If it's something that I'm doing, then this needs to be further up on the list, but I haven't figured out why, and I can't really play multiplayer on it. So basically relying on single player alone. This comes at number 13. At number 12, we have Mario Kart Wii. Now, it was a tough decision to pick which Mario Kart to go on the list because Double Dash, Wii, and DS are 3 very fun games. I haven't played any others. I was originally thinking DS, but in the end, the Wii won for me, and for one major reason: the online play. It is extremely great online play. The connection's really perfect. I mean, since I've last played it, I've never really had any problems that I can actually think of right now. Better online play than most games I have on the PS3. Well, I mean, as far as connection goes and stuff. The kart racing surpasses Mod Nation Racers. If they had the customization that Mod Nation has, this game would probably be like top 3 on my list. But it doesn't, and that's why it's at number 12. But it's an extremely fun, extremely addicting racer. If you don't have this game, you definitely need to go pick it up. At number 11, we have yet another Pokemon game on my list. That's Pokemon Fire Red for the Game Boy Advance. Now, if you haven't noticed a trend going on, there are a lot of Pokemon games on my list, and there's still more to come, guys. And the reason is, if you haven't noticed, Pokemon was a big deal in my childhood, and it still is today. Alright, I bought Pokemon White the day it came out. I don't know why, but I've always, since I bought this game right here, I've always liked Pokemon. I'll give you a little story. I was about 8 years old or so. I had a little bit of cash. I was in Walmart, and for probably the very first time in my life, I was buying a Game Boy game with my own money. I walked to the cabinet, and I'd seen the show on before, but I'd never really, sat down and watched a lot of it. I saw this game in the cabinet, and I said, "Oh, cool, it's Charizard," because, I'm a kid. Everyone knows who Charizard is. So I bought this game. I fell in love. Hundreds of hours of gameplay on this thing. I've probably started it over about 15 different times and played the story. This is truly an excellent video game. A great remake, and it makes me wish that I had gotten into Pokemon sooner. And this really started Pokemon for me, and it deserves this spot. If you haven't played this game yet, you need to go pick it up. Coming at number 10 on my list, we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. You're gonna flag me, I know, but this game is much better than Black Ops in my opinion. It succeeds at what Black Ops tried to do. It's probably one of the most addicting games that I've ever played. It's an excellent shooter overall. Does it have its flaws? Yes, but I said on an old channel of mine, if this game did not have half the flaws that it does have, and people didn't take advantage of them, this may be one of my favorite games of all time, and even still is with the flaws. I don't think anyone can deny how fun this game can be. It can be frustrating at times, but when it's fun, by golly, it's fun. And this is the this is one of the 2 Call of Duty games that I own. The other one being Black Ops, of course. And they both made my list, but I ranked this one higher. Just for reasons I just stated. It's just more fun. It's one of the most addicting games I've ever played. If you like first-person shooters and you're patient, then I highly suggest you pick this game up. Or if not, I recommend you buy Modern Warfare 3 when it comes out. At number 9, we have Fable: The Lost Chapters for the PC. I had a very hard time placing this on my list because it's so much different than all the other games I have. If you look back at this list, you'll see mostly all my games are multiplayer based. This one isn't. And all my other games are on consoles. This is the only game I have for the PC. And that's because I don't own an original Xbox or an Xbox 360, so I couldn't play it otherwise. I got into Fable through Fable 2, and then I played this one. And I'll be totally honest, I think this is the best Fable in the series. That may not be saying much because I think a lot of others agree with me. But the reason it's not even higher on my list than it is already is because you can do a lot more things in Fable 2 that you can't do in this one. But the reason this beats out Fable 2 is for a couple reasons. One, I don't know why, but the story just kills. The weapons are better in this game. And I think the customization's about the same between the two. I'm not really talking about Fable 3 here because I've never really played it that much. But this game has an extremely high addiction factor. If you play this game, be ready to put many, many more hours into it. And it deserves a spot on the list. Well, that's it for part 1, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and be sure to check out part 2, because we're going to finish the list up.